Salutations and shit, guys. You're doing the video too? Okay. Hi, guys. It's your friendly host here, D. Carey. Welcome to another episode of Travel and Shit, your new favorite travel podcast, where I discuss more of the experience of travel and what was learned from traveling, as opposed to a rundown of where I've been and what I did. So this week, I actually yay me, have a little outline for you. I think I usually do a little better with those. So here we go. First, dcarry.com. Head over there for all of your travel and shit inquiries, if you will. There is still a contest going on between myself and James of Stress Not NYC. I'm giving away a free 60-minute massage, and all you have to do is repost the video that I have on my Instagram page in order to enter yourself into the running. So if you would like to know what video it is that you need to post on Instagram, you can just go to dcarry.com. It's going to be the first thing you see on the homepage. So that will direct you to the link on Instagram so that you can repost the correct video. Next, there is the visuals. So many of you know you can now see me as I do the podcast. So if you are looking to watch the podcast and not just listen to the podcast, head over to dcarry.com. The videos are uploaded there as well as on YouTube. So you can either search for Travel and Shit on YouTube, or you can just go to dcarry.com, and I have the audio and the visual there when I post the episode notes. Additionally, there is a new video that I posted today in the 6-piece in a carry-on series on my IGTV. And essentially, that series is a breakdown of the 6 things that I focus on for every trip that I go on. And that's accommodations, Google, food, experiences, wellness, and nightlife. So in each one of the videos, I did a rundown of how I make sure that all of those areas are covered on my trip. And let's see. This week, since we are now in December, welcome, motherfuckers. I'm sorry. Hey, guys on the live, I see you. I fucking see you. I just wanted to start mentioning some Black businesses that you guys can actually support for the holiday season. I am very interested in doing a way. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but last minute Molly over here. It's just the way I do things, and I do the same thing when it comes to travel. So bear with me, folks. However, I jotted down a few people that came to mind immediately, and I just wanted to give you a little info. So a friend of mine, we went to elementary school and junior high together, Vladimir Saint. He actually wrote and illustrated 2 children's books, Just Like a Hero and It Will Be Okay. So you can go to his website, vladimirsaint.com, and I'll, of course, have the link to that on dcarry.com so that you can just click on there and purchase these books for kids. She is a woman that I follow on Instagram and has been incredibly kind throughout the time that I've been following her. You can go to christineplatt.com. She is the author of Anna and Andrew. It's a series of brown children that do a ton of different things. The way Big Red Dog, you go to the museum, to the release, and you can go to christineplatt.com. And I also, of course, thought of my girl, Nay Marie. Now, she doesn't write children's books, but she travels, and she also has really beautiful, I think she calls them earring chains. They're basically earrings that join from ear to ear, necklaces, headpieces, a lot of really nice stuff. So definitely check out Nay Marie. You can go to tajimag.com, or I think she has a site, really few of her pieces. And you can follow her on Instagram at 84gem, like GEM. And I would also like to follow up the list for today with Avid Swim. She recently did and by she I mean Gianna, hey girl. She did a giveaway, and when I tell you I've been trying to get my hands on an Avid Swim swimsuit, it's just that it's priced out of my budget. They are gorgeous, well made. She's a black woman, and I actually modeled for her in a different life, which means just like mad long ago. I had hair. It was wild fun. When I tell you that was one of the best experiences I ever had, like having somebody lotion you, bro. Like, what? Mad cool. So, and that was on a whim. Like, my homegirl called me that morning, was like, "Are you free?" And I said, "Bitch, I'm in bed." And she was just like, "Great. So, go to this address. You're going to have a great time." So, thanks, Rosalind, for that hookup. But yes, Avid Swim, she was just doing Cyber Monday giveaway. And I definitely ordered, hey, to my barber on the side, I see you. She was doing a giveaway of swimwear. So I don't know if that's still going on, but definitely hit up Avid on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure avidswim.com. Check out the swimwear, purchase some swimwear. Two-piece when it comes in. Wild excited. So for the holiday season, definitely consider one, buying your baby's books. Two, support Black businesses, and if you would like the links to any of those people that I mentioned, definitely head over to dcarry.com. And when you go to maybe I'll do a new thread, not just do it on the episode. Yeah, I'll do like another like static post or something like that where it has the giveaway and then links for Black businesses to support during the holidays. So, what episode is this? 62? 61? 63? Okay, so episode 63. This is the list episode. And hey Chris, what's going on, Crispin? The list episode. So I've been subscribed to like Condé Nast Traveler, and I apparently don't get the magazine. They only sent me one issue. I'm waiting on the tote bag. That's really what I'm looking for. But we're episode 62. Thank you, Sha. So however, I'll always open or at least save so that I can revisit for all things travel related, right? So a lot you need necessary item. So keeping this one quick and short, here's the shit that I always travel with. So 1, global fucking entry. Now, misconception, it's not one of those things where when it's time to renew, they're going to get their bread. I'm renewing it. But just know that not all airports have those perks, and not all airlines offer those perks. So was whatever I flew to get to Shanghai, and I was flying out of JFK, and when I did the check-in, because they also didn't have mobile check-in and they didn't have check on my boarding pass that says I can bypass. Oh, we don't have that. Excuse me, not a thing there. I just went to the old girl at the pre-check line and was like, "Hey sis, so I do have pre-check. I can show you my paper. You know, I keep a copy of that paper on my phone." R.I.P. to the meat. That's what she said. You can pause if you want. I think that's the dumbest shit in the world. But yeah, so that's not me making the noises. Haha, that's what she said. I can find them everywhere. You open the door, I gotta walk in, even if I open the door. So yes, be aware. Global entry is clutch, and global entry. In terms of the global entry part, that's not the pre-check part. I think that it just allows more ease of return when you get back to, or when you land in an airport that's got global entry availability. But you could also do, I think it's what's the other thing? Mobile entry. It's an app on your phone. You don't have to pay for it. When you fill out the information, and it'll also save your information for you for future use. Like it saves like a known traveler informational kind of thing for you. You can basically skip that customs line, especially when you come back into the States. This way you can just go to the mobile kiosk and scan your shit, from there. So all that time you spend sitting on the plane waiting to deboard, you can be filling out the information, like the customs information. Have you touched any livestock? Have you been, do you have over X, Y, and Z amounts to declare, blah, 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 all that shit that we go, no, 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 no. Yes, you can do that on the mobile app, and then it'll actually submit once you do get Wi-Fi or internet or data, whatever, once you have service again, so that you can just bypass the longer customs line. And I'm 97% sure that it's the same line that you get on for global entry. See what I'm saying? I don't really pay attention too well to all these things. You would think that it would be kind of like more fresh in my mind, considering I do it quite often, but it's not. It's just not, I'll pay attention to the next trip because I'm leaving on to Friday night to go to Amsterdam and then Tel Aviv. I'm only in Amsterdam for one night, and then I'm in Tel Aviv from, I want to say, Sunday to Wednesday, give or take. So if you have any information about said locations, hit a nigga up. Hit me in the DMs, or if you know me real life, shoot me a text. What was next on here? So we did global entry. Check. I'm liking this outline thing. I should do these more often. Oh, comfy outfits. So I used to be shorty that would show up to the airport in heels. It was a fun time. I'm good on that. So Nobby, I don't even really wear heels in regular life. I feel like y'all have seen me in this Janae's Dance Experience sweatshirt for at least the past 15 episodes, or as long as it's been cold, honestly, because I'm a sweats and hoodie kind of girl. Whether I have on jeans, hi Miss Humanoid, hi my Cali friend. Whether I have on jeans, whether I have on sweats, whatevs, I'm going to be comfortable because for the most part, I'm going to be on a long flight. And I actually prefer longer flights to shorter flights. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before, only because I can nap and watch a movie as opposed to having to choose one or the other when I have like a 3-hour flight. Usually watch it hour 47 minutes, 2-hour flight. They want to fuck with the announcements and, you can't start, so you don't really have the full 3 hours to watch your movie. You know what I mean? So anyway, comfy. I am a creature of habit. I have also mentioned that I have an airport uniform. I pretty much wear the same cut up jeans, a white tee, and some Chucks. I don't have any intentions of diverging from that. However, keep in mind that if you're flying standby, there may be certain dress requirements or requests that they make. And I'm trying to think that if that's the case, maybe if you look like something, it may be a little bit easier to get, what do you call it? Bumped, like from basic with me to, say, business class or first class or something like that, right? But I have not had that experience, so I'm not the one to tell you about that. So that's the comfy. Oh, my nigga, compression socks. Huge. I'm not flying without them now, especially if I'm going to be on a longer flight, because the last time I flew, when I tell you my calves and my ankles got so swollen, like I was a little alarmed. And then I realized that I didn't wear compression socks. So I do have a pair that was a gift, and I've never worn them before, and I intend to actually throw them on for this next trip. So I'll report back on that. And I think it's like the copper ones. I don't know where the fuck he found them, but it was a good gift. It was a good ass gift. So I'll let you know how those go. A good, air quote, carry on. So I prefer personally having a hard case just to buffer myself from the weather. So you don't know what all is going on with your bag from in terms of doing a gate check. Let me be clear about that, because I believe in carry-ons. I don't like checking luggage because time. I don't have the patience for it. It's just not part of my ministry. So I believe in a carry-on, especially considering I'm but a snap big and most of my shit can easily fit in the bag. And I was able to do, did I carry that bag or did I carry another bag? Then I have a second carry on. It's like this really old Victoria's Secret, like it's a duffel bag with like wheels on it. When I need to stuff a lot of shit in a bag, that's technically a carry-on, but I know that it'll expand past carry-on sizes. I always go with that bag. So I would suggest if you have to do maybe cold weather travel, or if you're not that big on travel, if you find something cheap, get something that can expand, but know that if for some reason it ends up getting gate checked, or even if you're moving yourself from one spot to another spot, between getting from the airport, finding a taxi, or from the airport or from the train or whatever to your Airbnb, whatever the fuck happens, you don't want that shit wet, because then all your things get wet. Yeah, that's how that works. So I believe in a hard case. And also I think that in my mind, at least, I have better protection against, say, bed bugs and other vermin and critters that may be, abroad, as opposed to them clinging onto the material of a suitcase and being that close to my shit. It's a hard case. It's plastic or space age plastic, whatever the fuck kind of plastic they use, right? So that's for the carry-on. Now, another thing I had to learn the hard way. Wait, no. Since I wrote it down, I see there's another note to mention. 360 wheels, my guys. 360. When you are pushing it through the airport and you're trying to get to your gate before that bitch shuts down, you don't want to have to hold your bag a certain way just so that it'll keep rolling. So them 360 wheels, them spinners, get them. This way you can it's just the ease of access. It's the ease of movement. It just makes your life so much easier. Back to what I learned the hard way: carry or travel, especially ladies, a backpack and by backpack I don't mean like your traditional backpack. I mean like a purse that can be used as a backpack. I personally prefer, I got one in I think it was Costa Rica, and it's one of those cloth bags, like it folds up really small, and I can just throw it at the bottom of my carry-on backpack, because I also shove all my extra shit in my backpack. So my toiletries, a book, my chargers, like all of those random things that I want to be able to get to all the time. Because once you put your suitcase up in the overhead or whatever, you still want to be able to get to little things, your wallet, your keys, and all of that shit is in my backpack. But other than that backpack, I carry one or travel with one that I can fold up and put in there. This way, when I go on day trips or excursions and shit, if I'm going to do any shopping, I can just put it in the backpack, and I'm not worried about carrying things as I'm doing like a walking tour, or as it comes in terms with swimming and doing water shit. It's easy to throw flip-flops, a beach towel, and a bathing suit, or a dry change of clothes into a backpack, throw it on your back, your hands are free, have a good time, rah, 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 right? So those, for me, that has been like really clutch to have just something that I can, because a small purse isn't going to cut it. But in terms of purses, I believe in crossbodies. A crossbody that closes and doesn't just flap, because somebody can easily put their hand under a flap, but it's something that zips all the way, good money. That's my personal preference. Not exactly what my degree is in. Next, this is really a first world thing, like wild first world, but a burner phone. So if you are in the market to upgrade your phone, if it's only going to run, say, if you're only going to get like $100 for your old phone, keep that bitch. This way, when you travel, you have something that you know fucking works, that you can use. God forbid your shit gets stolen, or if it gets wet, or if it gets lost or damaged while you're abroad. Also, consider something just may go wrong in terms of usage. When I was in Cuba, I don't know what the fuck I did, but I was putting the information from the Wi-Fi card, like the card that you have to use to get internet service. So I did something wrong, and all of a sudden I'm unable to contact and it was a mess. So I was able to use my older phone, my burner phone. It's I think it's like an iPhone 6 or some shit like that. I was able to use that to get onto the internet, contact home, scroll the social medias, etc., etc. So if you've got another phone, I would suggest bringing that with you, because all you need is a Wi-Fi connection, and then you have a backup phone that you can use. Also, when it comes to doing water shit, I'm definitely not going to take my main line with one of the like those plastic envelopes, because I don't really like the case that's supposed to be waterproof. I have one of those. I think I ordered like two of them on Amazon for like $10. But it's one of those things, and you put the phone inside and you snap it and like lock the top, and it's supposed to make it waterproof. And you're supposed to test it out on all other kind of shit. I did it. It apparently worked, and I was using, and it didn't work. So I will preface it with that. Take the lock off, like the screen lock off your phone if you're going to actually go underwater. This way, if you're underwater, if you're snorkeling or whatever the fuck you're doing, you can get into the phone and access the camera a lot easier. Hopefully, I will upgrade my travel photo life, if you will, to a GoPro or some shit, but don't worry about my pockets. We'll get to that. What was the next thing? Oh, another one. A travel adapter with USB plugs. So the first time I got a travel adapter, didn't know that was an option. So I ended up buying two of them, because if you travel with like a smartwatch, if you travel with a battery charger, with however many things you have to charge, you don't want an adapter for all of them. And you also don't want to have to set alarms so that you can wake up, make sure your phone is charged, and then swap it and put your watch on there, and then wake up again, swap it, and make sure your portable battery is charged and shit like that. That's another thing that I got to rebuy. I need another portable battery, because the one that I have, T-Rash. But yeah, so the travel adapter that has USB plugs. Found one of those on Amazon. It was like $10, $20 or something like that. And it has the it adapts to whatever country you're going to be in, but then it has the part that you plug your regular, the two-prong thing into it. So you plug it in normally, but then you also have USB ports on the side so you can plug other shit in. So I think total, it lets you plug like 3 different things in at one time. So that just, in terms of packing, just makes everything so much easier. Another thing that I always travel with, or whenever I remind myself to, because every once in a while I forget, a washcloth. Towels are universal. Everybody around the world uses fucking towels to dry off. Not everybody uses washcloths. So bring your own fucking washcloth. And if you're going to bring it, I suggest putting it in like a sandwich bag, so you don't travel with a wet washcloth when you go from, location to location, Airbnb to locate, whatever the fuck you got going on. At least you'll have something to put the washcloth in if it gets wet. The next thing that I will definitely say I was skeptical about initially, but then ended up really thinking a clutch, fucking packing cubes. You have to get used to using them and use them in a way that it actually is useful to you. They come in a multitude of sizes. Not every size is meant for you in the way you have to travel. So if it is only useful for you to keep, say, like your small items together, like your underwear, your bathing suits and stuff like that, keep all that shit in one of the smaller or the medium-sized packing cubes. And then stuff like your jeans, your sweatpants, or your shoes, whatever the fuck else you got going on, you can put into something else. Another thing that just came to mind, I use shower caps as shoe covers. This way, if I pack another pair of shoes, the bottoms of my shoes don't touch other stuff. Or you can just put it in a plastic bag. But I ended up buying like, I think 1,000. I don't know how many fucking shower caps came in the fucking package. But a couple years ago, I bought a bunch of shower caps, and I don't have hair anymore. So they are solely used for, well, actually, I do have hair because I got to color it. If I do color it, that's what I use. All that being said, cover the bottom of your shoes. What was the next one? Another thing that I definitely travel with is any type of medication that I'm going to possibly need, whether it be Tylenol, Pepto-Bismol. This is generally what I have: Tylenol, Pepto-Bismol. I'll do like a Theraflu day and night. I'll do Dramamine. I'll do what's the other thing called? The Dramamine and Benadryl. I didn't say Benadryl, did I? No, Benadryl. But basic shit that you could possibly use at home that you might want to use while you're abroad. The last thing you want to do is be someplace where you don't understand the language and need something as simple as Tylenol or Advil, Aleve, Motrin, whatever your thing is, bring it with you. You don't have to bring the Costco size bottle with you. Put 6 of them in a pill bottle and roll with it. Now, I did have someone tell me that you shouldn't necessarily reuse prescription bottles, only because if for some reason you get stopped TSA and they start looking at it and all of these different types of pills are in one bottle, honestly, somebody's only really going to do that if they're being gung-ho. I've never had that happen, and I always keep them in a medicine bottle, but just figured that I would mention it so that if some shit pop off, I don't get no DMs from y'all niggas talking about I fucked up your flight and you missed it or whatever. And the last thing that I swear by when I travel is emails. Sounds foolish. I have pictures of the front and the backs of my credit cards and of my passport, so that if for whatever reason, if my shit goes missing, whether it's stolen, it's lost, it gets damaged, however it may happen, knock wood, hopefully it don't happen, I always have access to it. If for some reason in an emergency I were separated from my stuff and I needed to prove to a consulate, or who are the people you go to you go to the consulate, right? Thank you. If I had to go to somebody at the embassy and be like, nah, I promise I'm actually, who I say I am, I can just get access. And here, if you give me access to my email, I can show you all my documentation. So, and even if you were to go, say, to a hotel, like if you don't have access at your Airbnb, I would think that your best chance would be to go to a hotel and just speak to the people at the front desk and let them know whatever the fuck is going on, whatever the circumstances are that are causing you to be in this type of situation. So that is definitely something that I make sure that I always have before I leave, and that I can find that email. And also, I would like to be able to know what all credit card companies I have to call to say my shit is gone. If you know what credit cards you have, more power to you. I don't know. I don't have that many of them, but I know that if I'm stressed about something, the last thing I'm going to really remember is what credit card what cards I actually have. I also save all of the numbers from the back of the cards in my phone. So whether it be also the international number and the domestic number. So say for a Visa card that I have, I will definitely have on the front, picture the front and the back, and in my phone, if I needed to call Visa, when I go to the contact for Visa, it has the U.S. number and the international number so that you can follow up accordingly. Also, I would suggest in advance calling or at least working out with your, your cell phone provider or whatever, if they actually have a plan or a package that would be suitable for whatever amount of traveling you do. I made sure that I had it set up with AT&T, that whatever plan that I have has it so that I can always put the $10 day pass on it, so that most of the countries that you might travel to have either a $10 or there's a certain number of countries that aren't on that list, but if they're not, then you can arrange whatever package works for you. Otherwise, if it's one of those popular countries, you just pay $10 a day so that you are able to do that shit with ease. All right, so like I said, this one was going to be short. That's it. I don't think that all of the things that are, mind you, Anissa loves traveling with rosewater spritz. I've been looking for a good rosewater. However, I've yet to find one that fiscally fits into a budget that I would like to spend on it. because I'm not in the market to spend $50 for a 2 ounce rose water spray. But if that's your shit, go for it. Otherwise, I would definitely also make sure to note that you have an emergency change of clothes in your carry-on. God forbid something were to happen with your luggage, whether it be it got delayed at gate side check-in or any number of things that could possibly happen. You got a fresh pair of drawers in your bag. You got your toothpaste. You have your toiletries. I'd like to keep all of that in my backpack that I travel with, as opposed to putting it in my suitcase. Right. Thank you, Lola. So Lola also noted, bring extra tampons just in case you get your period, obviously, or traveling with feminine products, just because regardless of where you go, you don't know what access you will have to those items once you get there. Also, if you're reading something in a different language, even though you can see the picture on the box, you don't know if it's chocolate scented, and maybe you don't want chocolate scented on your genitals. That's something to consider. Also, if you do specific skin or hair care, that's also something that you may want to consider, that you either pay for the, what do you call it, the check bags, so that you can carry full size, because then if you're going for 2 weeks, the travel size may not be enough for you. I don't know your life, but that means you have to wait for your luggage at that carousel that everyone hates. And it also means that you have to pay in certain cases. Sometimes you do get the first bag free. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Just want to hold on, guys. Okay, I see you. Shout out to this humanoid, and for those of you that have been sending me kind words, I greatly appreciate you guys. It really means a lot to me, so thank you. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, if you have something in particular that you want me to talk about, if you have a request, DM me or shoot me a text. A lot of y'all niggas know me in person. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Buy black. It's Christmas time. Bye.